Listen, if mom says, I'd like the decorations a little higher in the tree, honey, go get the ladder. I've got an excuse for them. The excuse is provided by Dr. Penny Bowen, musculoskeletal radiologist from EVDI Medical Imaging here in the Valley. So what's so dangerous about the decorating part of the holidays?
Wow. You know, the holidays are such a great time to spend with your families, make wonderful memories, but they can be very dangerous. The Consumer Product Safety Commission actually tells us that last year, 14,700 people reported to the ER for a holiday decorating related injury. It's incredible.
I read that it was 230 a day, the accidents. Accidents like what?
Falling off a ladder. Actually, falls make up 40% of those visits, and half of those falls are related to falling off a ladder or falling off the roof.
All right, but are you suggesting that we just give up decorating altogether or hire somebody who bounces successfully?
Well, since we can't do that all the time, there's definitely some tips that we can follow for ladder safety. So first of all, you should always try to work with a buddy. It makes things go along a lot faster, and they can hand you things, and of course, if there's any trouble, they can go for help. That buddy can help you set that ladder up on a firm, level area, making sure all the braces are set. When you do climb that ladder, you should use the 3-point of contact rule. You should either have 2 feet or 1 hand on the ladder at all times, or 2 hands and 1 foot as you're climbing. And make sure when you climb that you keep yourself centered within the rungs, not to overreach and throw off your center of gravity.
Which we all do when we're decorating, particularly above the garage and the highest part of a big tree.
Yeah, we don't want to move that ladder, but we need to. The other thing, those ladders have warning labels on them, not to exceed the 3rd step on a straight ladder or to climb onto the bucket shelf of an A-frame type ladder. So it's important to heed those warnings.
I'm putting all of this into this special recess in my brain, which allows me to tell my wife why it is that I shouldn't be doing all of that. By the way, if I do fall and I have kind of a hidden hurt, how do I go about finding out what's really in there and what's going on?
Gotcha. So definitely. So first of all, fortunately, most injuries are things like sprains, bruises, and cuts. So using rest, ice, compression, and elevation, you can really help yourself. But if you have limb deformity, loss of range of motion, rapid swelling, the inability to bear weight, or head trauma, you should seek a doctor's advice right away.
Okay. Always ice, not heat?
Ice is for initial swelling, so start with ice.
Okay, and probably isn't a bad idea if you do fall and you're not sure if something's broken, bruised, or whatever, to go to an imaging organization.
Yeah. So definitely get an examination by your doctor and come see us at EVDI Medical Imaging.
EVDI, Dr. Julie Bowen. Thank you. Dr. Penny Bowen.
Yes.
Julie is on another show.